Hello, everyone. Welcome to the broadcast for this Sunday, February 23rd. Great to be here with you all. This is our final stream of the month of February, as we're going to be entering into March very soon. And I'm very excited about that because it should be getting warmer pretty soon. So soon I may not have to wear a lot of this heavy stuff to keep me warm. It's going to be great. Anyway, I hope you all had a fantastic weekend and are ready to start a brand new week, the final week in February. We have our cute little mice here who are going to join us today. Both of them are back this time. This one was on vacation, DJ. But he is now back, so that should be good. There we go. Okay. So these little mice will join us today. See if I can get them into view properly. There we go. Look how cute. Oh, aren't they so cute? They really are. Anyway, how was everyone's weekend? Y'all have a nice weekend? Promise. Great to have you here. How are you doing? Nice and early today. Yeah, I just started. So great to have you here. How's everything going in your world? Charles, nice to have you here as well. Greetings from Canada. Well, greetings from the United States. What time is it there for you, Charles, in Canada? I'm not sure what part, but here it is. It's almost 5:10 p.m. So 5:10. And then promise, I think you are like a few hours behind. You're like an hour or two. So yeah, it's that's the thing. Yeah. Same time. Going good. Nice weekend. I went to a functional medicine and informational, which was neat. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So functional medicine. So I guess what did you end up really learning there? That sounds really interesting. Yeah, honestly, it's like even if there are events here, it's winter time, and it's kind of like I feel as though I don't like necessarily going out to too many things in wintertime, especially when a lot of the stuff that I would do outside of the home, like event wise, would be things that would be outside, and it's a bit too cold for that still. So I'm waiting for the warm weather. Maybe there will be some cool, interesting things. But you know, there's been some other cool, interesting things too. You know, so like a few weeks ago, I attended a Lunar New Year celebration. That was a lot of fun. So, but that's that's done and over with. That was like several. I think the Lunar New Year ended like early February or something. So. Yeah, that's always fun, but that was indoors. That was not outside. But yeah, I just don't feel as though there are too many events in winter compared to summertime. More people are doing stuff in the summer. See, it's 4:09 there. Okay. Yeah, so you're only an hour behind. Yeah, honestly, it's like the time. It's like 5 o'clock. Does that really work for some people? I don't know. Maybe. You know, it really depends, because other people are going to be like, if you live on the west coast, it's going to be like what 2 p.m. It's going to be 2 p.m. there, so yeah, it's going to be pretty bad timing, I would say. That's not like the best time. Yeah, usually like evening time will be best, but I'm not going to be on here like at 10. I wonder how many people would join if I was on here like at 9 or 10 o'clock my time. I don't know. I don't plan on it. I don't. I'm just going to try to stay warm. Honestly, I'm not too cold right now, but I know this will warm me up a bit better. Yeah, it's still too warm. Still too warm. I literally just made it. I was running a little bit behind schedule. These mice were very distracting. Oh no, boys, I don't have my long nails anymore to scratch your heads. I cut them down. To nothing. Yeah, I would say like last week I had like these really long nails. And now look how tiny. They're so tiny now. Oh no. Yeah. Let's see, I had hypothyroidism. Okay, hypo. So that means it is underactive. I have, look, surprisingly, I had the same as well. I had the same as well, underactive thyroid. It was very minor, but it's like, it's kind of like borderline. So, but I don't have the symptoms of it. Like maybe I had low energy for a while there, but I found some things that end up helping with that, which was not really necessarily thyroid related, but people were thinking it's like, oh, you must have hyperthyroidism because you can't, put on any weight or anything. It's like, no, that's not what it is. It is hypo. It's like, okay. Go figure, right? Let's see. I was curious about hormones, how they affect the thyroid. Found out most people who have thyroid issues also have a pituitary gland that isn't functioning at its optimal level. That honestly, you bring up a really good point, even with me as well, because I take synthetic hormones basically. I put hormones into my body that are not necessarily meant to be there, shall we say. So because of that, it causes all sort of issues and everything. But things have gotten a lot better versus taking those darn pills. Yeah, anyone who's taking those pills, just be very, very careful. You have a tumor on the pituitary gland, so yeah, I do remember you mentioning that. 62 degrees. Okay. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. I'm not sure what it is here, but I guess I'll check. Let's see. It's probably very, very cold. Ah, it's in the 40s. It's in the 40s. So, not too bad. But still, not the greatest either. Not the greatest. I'm on synthetic thyroid medication as well. Ah, darn. Well, you really have to find the best things that end up really working for you, because there's so many different things that can affect the thyroid. And ultimately, I guess if your problem is a pituitary gland issue, it's like, well, how do you try to help that so that it doesn't impact your thyroid? Because you can do all the stuff you want for the thyroid, but until you actually address that other problem, maybe a little bit harder. But Nat or Even, great to have you here. How are you doing? Glad to see you as well. I think it's been a while since you've been here. I recognize your name, but I think it's been a while. Also, something else I dislike about the cold weather, it's extremely dry. My face gets dry, my hands get dry like you wouldn't believe. So, yes, it is an awful experience. Just have to moisturize as much as I can. And then when I moisturize here, I can't touch these rats because my hands will be all greasy. So, oh well. Oh well. Oh well. So the topic we're going to be discussing today, I guess it's somewhat related, very, very minor, to Friday's topic that we discussed about. We talked about different types of trans people, how if you disagree with certain things that the community believes in, such as I disagree with, certain things here and there and everything, that you become basically an outcast. You get pushed aside. And that's what we're talking about today, primarily. Being an outcast. Are you an outcast? Well, what is an outcast? Someone who really doesn't fit in. Someone who really doesn't belong. That is what an outcast is. Okay, there we go. My hands are more moisturized now. Let's see. My sinuses have been so dry it burns. Bloody nose. Oh gosh. Wow. Mine hasn't been that bad, fortunately. I guess I don't suffer with that particular type of issue, but yeah, I can imagine that being pretty bad. So, just, I guess you can use a humidifier. Maybe that would be a good for a dry nose and such. Get a humidifier. Maybe you can use that if you don't already have one. That can come in handy. There you go. You know, body butter is absolutely amazing. That's mostly what I use. It just takes forever for it to absorb and for you to notice the positive effects it has. It's like it leaves your hands greasy for a while, which is, boys, I'm so sorry I can't touch you right now. So sorry. I may not be able to touch them, and I can't touch my hair either, so let's be very, very careful. So, an outcast is someone who is all alone, all isolated, someone who doesn't fit in. Are you someone who really doesn't fit in with most people? I know I am. I would say that. I'm someone who, I guess the way that I think, the way that I believe things, it is very different from most people. So as a result, I really don't fit in with most people. Most people don't understand me. Most people can even think some of the ways that I think about stuff is like, it doesn't make any sense to them, or that I'm even crazy. I'm crazy for thinking some of the stuff that I do, or the way that I think. It's like, that doesn't make any sort of sense. You know, so to me, I have accepted the fact that, you know, people think very differently than I do. I am someone who does not think along what is the popular thing to think. I think whatever I feel like thinking. I believe whatever I want to believe. You know, I am someone who, I will have a belief, and I don't care if it's a popular opinion or an unpopular opinion. I believe whatever I believe. So as a result, people can feel as though I am kind of strange or unusual because I'm not fitting into what the norm is for particular beliefs. So as a result, that's how it is. So Star Helix, great to have you here as well. How are you doing? Hopefully it is getting a little warmer where you are, and you don't have extremely dry skin and noses. Let's see. So Promise says, I feel like I don't fit into any box. I can be kind of lovely because I'd love to have a few closer friends, but a lot of thinking can be offensive to all sorts of people. Yeah, you know, that is honestly, that's something that we should strive for. To find people that are like-minded. Yes, lonely. That's the word as I was reading. I was like, no, I don't think she meant lovely. I meant lonely. So yeah, I mean, I fully agree with that, because I feel as though it's better to have a few close friends that you can talk about various things with that are very important to you, as opposed to a bunch of people with that you don't really know and you're not really close to. That's so much more important. And you know, you should also be glad that some of the ideas and thinking that you have, maybe some people do take offense to it, because that's going to weed out the people who are really not meant to be in your life, or who are going to have a harder time, you're going to have a harder time connecting to. Primarily because a lot of people, they pretend they are someone else, someone that they're not, to attract friends. And the problem with that is that they end up attracting friends into their life that are not actually their friends. They're attracting people who are friends with the persona that they have put out there. They've put out a fake persona of themselves. So they are attracting people who are friends with that persona, but it's not who they really are. And as a result, they can't open up. They can't share things that are important to them unless they feel more isolated and alone and like an outcast, despite having friends, because they don't feel as though they can actually share stuff. So go figure that one, right? So that is why it's so important to be your authentic and genuine self, even if it offends people. Because not everyone is going to like the ideas that you have. There are plenty of people who don't like the ideas that I have, that I've lost over the years based on various things, you know? It's just how it is. It's just how life is. In addition, as we get older, people's experiences changes, people's views and opinions change to the point where perhaps friendships are no longer compatible. So you end up having to break that off. Okay, so there's many, many different things that can make you an outcast because you don't really fit in. And see, I struggle more and more relating with the norm. And you know, that should be something that you're very thankful of as well, because you can be your own unique, authentic person. If you stray from what is considered normal, you may not be as popular. You may not have as many friends. It may be harder for you to relate to people, and you could feel more alone at times. But you're able to express yourself in a very unique way that most people cannot. You have unique beliefs and thoughts that most people do not have. So that should be something that you're very thankful for. I know it can be very difficult at times. Like, it's very difficult for me to really truly connect with people. It's very, very hard. But, you know, I can connect with people on various levels. Like, I am someone who does not like small talk at all. It's just, oh, how's your day going? Oh yeah, you know, the weather and all this sort of stuff. Oh yeah. That's so fun. Yeah, that's like so boring. You know, I like to have more deep, meaningful conversations that are more important than very surface level topics, you know? Or if it is like a surface level topic, I'm very passionate about the things that interest me. If it's something that is very surface level and it's like, you know, it's like, I'm just not really interested in very surface level talk at all, you know? So I'm very interested in more meaningful conversations that are very unique and interesting. And that's very, very hard to find, to be completely honest with you, because most people don't think that way. I have found, trying to get my hands less greasy here. They are still greasy. They're still greasy. The downside of body butter. Although I am getting kind of warm now from the tea, so I guess this is going to be the look for the time being. Oh. Okay. So yeah, that is the situation when it comes to, I guess, not really being able to relate to most people, or feeling as though you're out of the norm, you know? So yeah, it is a shame, but it's something to be proud of, that you're your own unique individual. Okay. I don't really struggle. I feel blessed, but sometimes not. You know, it is a blessing and a curse at the same time. It really is. It really is. It's a blessing in that you can be a very unique individual who has their own unique thoughts and ideas and beliefs. But at the same time, it is a bit of a curse because you can't relate to too many people. It's very hard to relate to other people. It's like the number of times I'm talking with someone about something, and it's like, oh, you know, this is very, very interesting, the conversation that we're having, but then it's like, we're still not on the same level. You know what I mean? It's like, that's happened so many times just over the years that it's like, yeah, we're not on the same level. It's like, I have an idea in my head. It's like, oh, we're on the same level with this and that. And it's, yeah, we are. But other stuff, it's like totally different, totally opposite. And it's like, it's upsetting. So it's kind of like, okay, oh well. You know, so what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? You just have to accept it as it is. Because people in your life, they serve different purposes. This is something I have learned over the years. Oh, that's right, boys and ladies, just smash that heart. That's right, because we like to eat them. That's right. He saw that heart fly by, and he ate it. Oh, okay, there's another one, boys. There's another one. One for each of them. Where's mine? There you go. I got like a laughing face or something. There you go. There's mine. We eat hearts here. I mean, we don't eat hearts or anything. No, we don't do any of that sort of satanic stuff around here. No, never. But anyway, I guess what I was saying was, I lost my train of thought now. So yeah, I guess when it comes to just being an outcast, being different from other people, it is just something, oh, that's right. It's what I've learned over the years when it comes to people in your life. They all serve different purposes. That's what you have to remember. That there could be friends in your life that you're able to share certain things with. But they don't, you cannot share other things with, if that makes sense. So you can't, I think for someone like me, like a decade ago, I was trying to look for the perfect person. Perfect as in you fulfill all this criteria that I'm looking for in a person that would be just perfect. And I've realized over the years that that's just not possible. I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I mean, it certainly could be possible, but it's improbable. Let's put it that way. It's improbable. Primarily because I've realized that, I've made friends who we connect in this particular area. We have a common interest that we can talk passionately about. But other stuff, we're not aligned at all. And then I have another friend that I can talk about other stuff with, if that makes sense. So I think that is really what happens in friendships and relationships, that you find people that you have a common interest with, that you share stuff with, but they're not going to fulfill all of what your needs are. Even if it's a romantic partner, they're not going to fulfill every single thing that you're looking for. They're not going to be absolutely perfect. They could be in many areas, but there could be plenty of things that you don't like, or things that you don't connect on, or things that you don't see eye to eye on, or that there's disagreements about. And I think it's just very important to realize what those differences are, so you don't have all this conflict when it comes to friendships and relationships. And as I said before, they don't always last. A lot of them do end up fading away. They just fade away. Okay. Let's see here. It's getting warmer and ever so lighter each night, thanks. Yes, indeed it is. Indeed it is. I agree, and I like that because, I remember right now it used to be like dark outside. And now it's light outside. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like an outcast when people discuss politics in a workplace, and when I disagree, I remain silent. Sometimes I feel like that equates to stating my opinion still. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, because especially in the workplace, discussion of politics should not be brought up. That's just one of those taboo topics. It's like, I don't care if every single person is in agreement. That's just something that should not be brought up. Those are controversial issues that are best saved elsewhere. Leave it out of the work environment. So I'm not going to just go up to people and just say, hey, what's your political opinion on, this and that? It's like, I don't really, unless your job is specifically related to politics, then really there's no place for it, because that's just going to create arguments and fights, and then, it's people have a lot of hatred towards people who have different beliefs. And it is a shame, it really is. I don't have any sort of hatred personally towards anyone, but the fact is that, I may not agree with what someone believes, but, I feel as though if someone knows that I believe something different than them, then they may view me very differently. And it's like, there's just no point in that, So, yeah, I don't know. My hands are so greasy, by the way. Quite greasy. So, still trying to get some of this body butter on my arms to help out, but oh well. Let's see. Hello. What's the weather so what's your opinion on Keynesian economic theory? Yeah, that's basically it, right? It's basically it. It's like, the weather, this and this. Like, what are you doing? And it's like, no, I don't want to talk about that stuff. Let's talk about more in-depth stuff, more important stuff, things that are very interesting. you know? And so, there aren't too many people that I have as friends that I can say that I have in-depth conversations like that sort of stuff about. Maybe, well, in different degrees, I have a few, but with different things. So things that I'm more passionate about, I would say maybe like 2 people that I talk with, like more in-depth stuff. Maybe 3, a little bit more, but not too many, not too many. And even still, some of those people don't get certain things here, and they get other stuff, and it's kind of like we don't necessarily have the same thoughts about stuff. But you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It's all about just realizing that everyone is different, that you have your own unique beliefs. Boys, did you just eat those hearts up? They just vanished. They went right into our mouth, ladies. Right into our mouth. Boys, you can't even open your mouth. How are you eating them? We absorb them through our feet. How are you talking if you can't even open up your mouth, boys? I don't know. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Okay. The weather in Kyrgyzstan is pretty mint right now. Let's see. 32. Oh wait, it pulled up something else. Um, okay, yep, it's 32. 32. And it looks like it's going to be snowing for you this coming week. Wow. You know, I like the snow. I like the look of it. It feels kind of calm and relaxing, but at the same time, I realize it's too cold. Too cold. It's too cold. All right. So, if you feel as though you struggle with being an outcast, a lot of people, they try to fit in. They try to fit in. So as a result, they pretend to be someone that they're not. How many people do you know who try desperately to fit into the crowd as opposed to being their own unique person? Let's see, Nat, or even I'm definitely in Central Asia. Oh, what time is it for you? What time is it for you? Must be pretty late or early in the morning. This tea cooled down quickly. It really did. Let's see, I feel like an outcast going into a game store asking for anything other than Call of Duty and FIFA. You know, that actually is another good point as well, because yeah, same with me, because I don't like the new games and that sort of stuff, that popular stuff. I'm someone who, if it's popular, I tend to dislike it. I like things that are less well known and more indie, I guess. And that comes with all sorts of things, whether it be media and entertainment and music, games. Now, mind you, I still like a lot of popular games, but mostly like old games. You know, like if you're talking about like the Mario games, the Sonic games, things along those lines, those are very old games, but they're extremely popular. I like those if you're talking about popular games, but and Zelda games too. Those are very, very popular old titles. But at the same time, there's so many games that I like that are very old that are no one's ever heard of. You know, I think there's more charm in something that is unique, something that a lot of people don't just flock to as their number one choice. You know, it's something very, very important to just be thinking in a unique way. Even with the music, if I listed like some of my favorite artists and everything, you'd be like, who? 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 Who wouldn't have a clue? No one would have a clue. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. So. Love being a contrarian. Yeah. Pretty much the same here. I'm still playing the classic games from the 1990s, like the original NES and Genesis. Absolutely, you know, those are games that I recently played on my gaming channel. If you don't follow my gaming channel, you can check that out, Asphodel Gaming. I recently just played through an NES game. I just recently played through a Sega Genesis game. And I'm about to play through a Game Boy Advance game. We're talking about really old consoles here, you know? It's like old stuff. Old stuff. Avalon, great to have you here. How are you doing today? Hopefully doing fantastic. I don't even play the modern games. Maybe I will at some point. Yeah, I think I will play the modern games at some point, probably when they're like 50 years old. You know? I'll be like 70. 70 or 80 years old. I'll be like that old grandma on YouTube who plays what is it, Skyrim? She plays Skyrim like every I don't know if it's every day now, but I forget what her YouTube channel name is, like Shirley something. But yeah, she's like an old lady who plays the old grandma. She's the old grandma playing the games. Always found mainstream TV quite dull. Yeah. See, it's very interesting that a lot of us here, and maybe it's just the people that I attract based on the videos that I put out, the people who watch my videos, that's the type of people that I'm attracting to the channel. You know, we aren't necessarily the people who fit in anyway. So a lot of us do end up feeling like an outcast. We're very different from most people. We have different beliefs than most people. You know, so as a result, I think it's probably easier for us to realize that most other people, they pretend to be someone that they're not. They have put on a mask of someone else because they want social acceptance. Most people, they pretend to be someone else because they want some sort of social acceptance from other people. Because we as human beings, we like to fit in. We are social creatures who don't like to be an outcast. But for us here, you know, we may like some things or behave in certain ways that we realize it's better to be ourselves than it is to pretend to be someone that we're not. Yeah. You have your whole life to play what's new today in 10 years' time. What's new today will be played 10 years from now. There's an old grandma playing Animal Crossing. Oh, is there another old grandma too? I'm only aware of the one old grandma. Yeah. I guess there's I will be the old grandma on YouTube eventually. It's like, oh, I'll be like 80 years old. It's my first time playing Call of Duty, and we're going to the very first Call of Duty game, guys. The very first one. Released in what? I don't even know when. We're gonna play through all of them. We're gonna play through the very first one. Gotta start from the very beginning. Oh. You should see my massive list of games that I need to play. I think it's like, let me actually check. So what I do for my gaming channel, I have a full list of all the games that I plan on playing, and I just use a random number generator. Whatever it lands on, if I can play it, I will try to play it to the best of my ability. I have 600 games on there. 600 games. So, 600 games, okay. Spin the roulette. What do we get? Okay, today it is this. Okay, there we go. That's the game we're going to be playing next, you know? So, that's not always 100% the case, but sometimes it is. Like, there's certain games that I do, like, if I'm going through all of the Mario games, I'm going to try to get through all of the Mario games in a consistent fashion. I'm not going to rely on a roulette wheel. Because I plan on trying to play all the Mario games. I played the first two classic ones, Mario Bros, and now I'm going to be playing the third one at some point. It's like I got to get through that one, and then I can move on to the ones that I really love a little later. You know? It's like I want to start from the very beginning. Same with the Zelda games. Played the very first one, and I have stalled. I have stalled with the second Zelda game because I know that one is an absolute nightmare. But yeah. Let's see. Let's start a political party. It'll be the political party's name will be the Outcast Party. Outcast. Outcast. Spelled Outkast. In that way. Anyway. All right. LB, great to have you here. I missed your message, so I was just about to read it. Let's see. I've been a subscriber since the very beginning, and I just want to know how much I appreciate you and your body of work. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much, LB. Thank you so very, very much for your positivity. I very much appreciate that. It's very, very kind of you. Yeah, you know, I'm still here. Can you imagine anyone else who's been perhaps making videos or making content when I first started? Are they still around today? Are they still doing stuff today? Probably a lot aren't. I'm like still like chugging on through, you know? Even though things are no longer like viable when it comes to like, oh yeah, you know, it's like you used to be able to make like a full-time living, if not more, from YouTube ad revenue and people watching all this sort of stuff. And now it's like piddling. You know, it's like it's basic. This just YouTube itself is like, yeah, you know. But I'm still going, still going. But I also have a website. I do stuff on the website. I do a bunch of other stuff as well. I've expanded. I just don't, you know. Yeah. See, I would look up to you then, Autumn, and hearken back to this very chat. Ah, okay. Hmm. You're not gonna remember. That's the thing. It's like, oh, if you want to remember now, put like on your calendar. Okay, so I would be 80 years old in like 45 years. Okay, so go to your calendar 45 years from now and put an event on there and say, see what Autumn is doing now, and then put the link to this video in the event. So then, 45 years from now, you go to this and go, Autumn who? Well, you would have to put Autumn Acido, obviously, and put the YouTube link. And it'd be like, is YouTube even around? Is the YouTube even going to be around then? Makes you wonder. Not only that, I could be dead by that time. You could be dead by that time. YouTube could be completely dead by that time. The whole world could be just dead by that time. You know? Let's see. Anyone remember Hopel's email? No. Hope is emo. Did they delete all of their videos? Because the only channel I see here is not theirs who have uploaded their videos. I do not remember that person. Then again, I don't think I watched emo people, to be honest. Yeah, but I do see her videos on YouTube, but they're uploaded by a different. I guess it's called the name of the channel is Ask a Ninja. So I don't think that is the channel. But it was from 18 years ago. Unless that's the channel and it's gone through a different name. I don't know. I'd certainly see the incredible arc that you have taken to your channel and things you've shared with us. I actually appreciate the content so much more now. So authentic. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Ooh, we are so hungry. Thank you for feeding us all those hearts. We love to feast on bloody hearts. Yes, yes, yes. Boy, stop eating all of the delicious hearts. Save some for me. I am hungry for some delicious heart organ meat. And our tea is done. Our tea is done for the day. So I guess really the last thing when it comes to being an outcast, what can you do if you feel like an outcast? Well, the best thing you can do is, instead of hiding yourself and pretending someone that you're not, learn to have confidence in your beliefs. Learn to be the person that you really aspire to be. Whoever that person is, don't be so scared to be that person. Learn to express your beliefs, even if they're controversial or could be offensive to some people, or that they're not the popular opinion and it could make you feel as though you're more of an outcast. Being able to stand your ground, being able to express your beliefs is so much more rewarding than being cowardly and hiding yourself. You know? I love your two cats. Excuse me, we are not cats, we are rats, okay? So, we don't like cats. Cats don't like mice, that's right. How dare you call us cats. We are mice, boys, boy. That's right, and they just eat all of the hearts, that's right. Oh, boys, you are so silly. You guys are so silly. So silly. Yes. Mice. See, that's why we don't have any cats around here, because these mice are so big that these mice scare away the cats. It's not the other way around. The cats are not scaring the mice. The mice are scaring the cats. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Okay, boys. What is our theme for the coming week, boys, my boys? Let's see what the theme is for the coming week. Let's see what we have to pay attention to. What sort of things should we be mindful of for this coming week, boys? Let's see. What's been your worst random game and best random game thus far? Okay, so not really a random game. I just had this on my list for some reason. I'm like, I better just play this because it absolutely sucks. The absolute worst game I've ever probably played was Home Improvement Power Tool Pursuit for the SNES. I literally suffered brain damage playing that. I was just like, this game sucks so bad. This game is the absolute biggest piece of garbage I've ever... Look, I'm getting upset just thinking about it. Why would they make a game for a stupid sitcom? That's exactly what they did, and it sucked. It sucked so bad. So best game. That is a hard one because there's been a lot of good games as well. I really do not know. So I like the Crash Bandicoot games, but some of those are quite, challenging. I would maybe like the one that I recently played that I have never played, Crash Team Racing. I really liked that one. I really like Crash Team Racing. That one was a lot of fun. Also, the Parasite Eve 2, I really liked. That was kind of like I've never played it before. So that one was fun. So yeah, those are, I guess, just some of the highlights that I'm thinking of. Yeah, probably those two are kind of like at the top of my mind right now. of games that I haven't played, that I played within the past maybe year or year and a half that were good. And then, yeah, Tim the Toolman Taylor, yeah, that one. You know, I don't want anyone to suffer any brain damage, so probably don't even watch it. Don't even watch my playthrough of it. It's literally just like 4 hours of just absolute garbage. I was literally, I could not think. I was just like, oh man, how am I playing this? How am I suffering through this hunk of junk? Right, that's how the sound goes. Anyway, let's move on from that. What is our card of the week? Didn't we get, we got this one recently. The Nine of Wands. This is what we feel like. We feel defeated when we play Home Improvement, the game. Nine of Wands. Let's see what this card is about. For the coming week. The coming week, it says victory, good health, and obstinacy. That's the Nine of Wands. Although he looks like he's defeated, though. But maybe he's had a tough journey, a tough victory, and then he finally prevailed. Maybe this week will be the week that finally some of the stuff that you're putting out there is going to be rewarded. Maybe you will feel a sense of accomplishments and victory this week. Possibly. Possibly. It's hard to say. Okay, let's see. Is it harder to make money on YouTube now? Was it easier to make money years ago? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're talking... So years ago, it could have... If I kept making what I was making back then, I think 1 month. Okay, so this is like my highest month. I made over $2,000 in 1 month on YouTube. And I was just like, oh my gosh. You know, it's crazy. It's not anywhere close to that now. I don't even know what it is now because I don't even bother to look because I know it's not really feasible. So there's a lot of other stuff that I do as well. But yeah, back then it used to be much easier. I think now it's literally like, you know, it is impossible now, I must say. It very much is. So that I think that's why a lot of channels do like memberships, because it's just better to have a membership type thing. So yeah, I have memberships if anyone wants to join. This is not the week that we're giving out gift memberships, but maybe we would do it again next week. But yeah, you know, memberships is really the more viable option, or plenty of other stuff that I do, because I've realized, hey, you know, YouTube ain't cutting it. So let me tell you this. Okay, so my gaming channel has a fraction of the amount of subscribers as this channel does. This channel has like what, 120 or 130 some thousand subscribers. I think it was up to 140,000 at some point, but I ended up losing. I just keep losing subscribers every single day. So I don't know what the subscriber number is. It doesn't matter. My gaming channel has literally like maybe like close to like 1,100. The gaming channel is earning as much as this channel does in ad revenue. So if I continue growing that one, it could certainly continue to actually outperform this one, which is crazy. But at the same time, I guess it's really not, because I put like hour-long videos out almost every single day, Monday through a Friday, you know, so more people watch that, more people are interested in that, and that's where some of my focus has been as well, because that is honestly what is a lot of fun, and it's something that is actually growing. So over time, I think it'll exceed what this channel is able to offer at the moment. So, let's say you have to watch it now for the giggles. Okay. If you insist on watching it, I will put the playlist in the chat for you to just immediately go and watch it right after this. It's only 4 videos, and they're about an hour apiece. Star Helix, okay. There you go. The awful home improvement game. I will post the playlist. There it is, the awful home improvement game. See, I'm making a gaming app and having AdSense approve a game due to low, and having AdSense approve a game due to low value content is a drag. Yeah, you pretty much have to be like top tier in order to get approved for like AdSense and that sort of stuff. So, yeah. So, anyway, folks, I want to thank you all so very much for tuning in. Thank you so very much for coming to the stream for today, our final one of the month of February. We will be live again next month. March 2nd, I think? March 2nd. Yes, finally it's going to be a March. It's about time. It's about time. So, bye boys and ladies. Bye boys and ladies. Boys, none of that here. Really? So, yes, thank you all so very much for tuning in. And I will see you all again next month. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend and a week ahead. Bye-bye now. Thanks for the hearts. Bye, guys.